here on Morning Live.
Morning, Leanne, and morning to the viewers.
Let's start off by talking about the relationship between the Public Service Ministry and the Public Service Commission.
Yeah. Leanne, as you have correctly stated up front, that the Public Service Commission is a Chapter 10 institution which oversees the state. Now, the Department of Public Service Administration is the employer at the PSCBC, which is the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council, with which I chair, which is an institution where bargaining between labor and the employer is coordinated. And as you would know, the employer, which is the one side in the PSCBC, is then obviously led by the Minister of DPSA.
What do you exactly do in overseeing and advising the public service?
Yeah, well, from the PSCBC's side, we sit with, we do two things. The one side is dispute resolution, that is disputes that arise between the two parties, the employer and labor. And the other side, which is quite important, which is collective bargaining, where people negotiate the salaries and other terms and conditions of employment.
I suppose the question...
And the PSCBC is... Yes.
Continue.
No, so I'm saying the PSC is also involved in dispute resolution, in that employees send to the Public Service Commission their grievances.
Yeah, all right.
When they are unhappy, which are not resolved in the system.
Yeah. I suppose the question really needs to be asked, why is it necessary to have a commission? It seems that there are so many commissions and we host so many conferences, and there doesn't seem to be little change. What do you offer that other commissions don't?
Well, as I indicated, the Public Service Commission would deal with those grievances to try and resolve them before they go out to the PSCBC. At the PSCBC, we would do the normal, dispute resolution and collective bargaining, as I indicated. But quite importantly, like you have institutions like the CCMA, which are external dispute resolution institutions, the PSCBC plays that role for the state and the state employees.
All right, well then, give us an example of some of the intervention that you can say the Commission has been instrumental in bringing about.
Well, some of the issues that we are covering in the conference that is currently running, the third biennial labor relations conference, are issues that relate to fundamentally collective bargaining, the whole issue of social dialogue in collective bargaining, as well as dispute resolution. Now, in the side of dispute resolution, let me make you an example. Let's say an employee lodged a grievance against his supervisor. The department would have a specified time within which to resolve that dispute, and if it is not, then the employee has the right to refer it to the Public Service Commission, who would then intervene and deal with such a dispute. Some of the issues that the Public Service Commission is dealing with, it's a variety of labor-related issues, which would include but not limited to issues of leave, sick leave, temporary incapacity leave, which is one of the issues that we were dealing with yesterday at the conference, where the employees would refer those grievances when they have not been resolved internally.
I mean, one would think with so much support and so many systems in place. I mean, this week we even saw a new school being adopted, in order to train public service and administrators. Why is our public service riddled with corruption? We just look at public works as a case and example at this point.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way, and both from the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council and the PSC's point of view, and obviously with the support of the unions, being the ILC and COSATU, as well as the Minister of Public Service and Administration, there's obviously a concerted effort to deal with corruption in the public service. We deal with the employees. We conclude collective agreements which policies come out of to ensure that we root out corruption in the public service. We deal with it at the tail end, where employees have been dismissed for such matters, and therefore one needs to tread carefully in giving comments on the root side of it.
Yeah. All right, let's just turn our attention now to the conference, and I think you're tackling a very important theme. It's labour and employment relations. We've seen this year has been particularly difficult when it comes to labour and employment. What's going to be discussed?
Well, we're dealing with a number of issues. We're dealing, as I indicated, with collective bargaining. The public service, I must say, and proudly, that it's doing much better than one would expect, as well as, we're doing better than currently the private sector is. This year we concluded the public service charter. Last year we concluded a 3-year wage agreement, which means that we do not expect to see any disruptions. So we're doing quite better in that we have systems, we're putting things in place to ensure that the public service is a better place, and we're creating a structure of bargaining collectively, of encouraging social dialogue. Our strength as South Africans is social dialogue. It's talking, and we're enhancing that in the PSABC to ensure that parties, the employer and labor, talk. They communicate. They put issues on the table. We have time to resolve them, and we avoid having to resolve to issues like strikes and other things. And so the public service this year, we've been clean. Yes, there are some problems here and there, small issues, but generally we're doing quite well.
Good. All right. Thank you for talking to us this morning. Luvuyo Bono is the chairperson of the Public Service Coordinating Bargaining Council, chatting to us here on Morning Live. Thank you.